again. Hey folks, how y'all doing today? Well, we're gonna go over tempering alcohol, the way I do it, the way I know how to do it, the way I was taught how to do it. We're gonna go over a few questions about the steel. You know, you done your mash right, it's not coming out right, and stuff like that. We're gonna go over that. Y'all remember, you have to go like the video about the giveaway on Facebook or comment on YouTube about it. Get your name right there in the bucket because we're gonna draw for it Sunday. We're giving away that 2 pound of smoked cherry corn malt and a koozie. This is that sour mash we made the other day with the smoked cherry in it. It's awesome. Got some vanilla in it. You can taste the smoke, smell it too. Y'all need to get in on that. So y'all hang out with us. Let me get a drink of this right here. We'll get right into it. We're going to go over today tempering your alcohol. It's how I've done it all my life. It's how I was taught to do it. There's certain things you got to do. Well, it's really not that you have to do. It's the water you use has a lot to do with how you temper your alcohol. So we'll go over that, how I temper mine. Then we're going to go over using your steel. You always hear me say 90% of good alcohol is made in the steel. You could have the best mash on earth, and if you don't run it in the steel right, you're not going to get the outcome you wish for. And then we're going to go over a few other things. It's about what's aggravating me is these people won't run 190 proof alcohol, 180 proof alcohol. But we're going to go over that, and I'm going to give you my opinion on that. It's just my opinion, but we're going to get into that. First thing is tempering your alcohol. I tempered that right there last night. That's that sour mash we made on the video the other day. It's good stuff. You can taste the smoke in it. It's good and smoky. It's got the cherry smoke put a hint of vanilla in it on the back end. It's really good. It's not harsh. It's great. But I try to temper my liquor. This is my jar. I always keep one jar out of each run. My liquor, I like it around 110, 115. But everything else I temper to 100 proof. You can drink it like water and you still got your flavor. When you temper your alcohol, put your whole run in one big pot. And whatever you got that'll hold your run. I know some of you got a lot smaller stills than I do. That's fine. It's still the same basis. Put all your run in one pot except for your first jar. Keep your first jar out after your heads. Keep your high shots. Keep one jar high shots out. My second jar tends to be about 5 proof higher than my first jar. And then I go from there. So I always keep my first jar out. Pour your whole run in that pot. Now, I have really excellent water here. It's the best water I've ever used. It's real deep well. It's sitting in solid limestone. I've had it tested and the pH. It's perfect for what I do. And it's cold. It's cold year round. You can't get a colder well than this. But if you don't have good well water or good spring water, the way I was taught, if you take your water, you put it in a quart jar and you shake it, and that water will put big beads up on it, just go away, but there'll be big beads instead of just fizzy. It's big beads. If your water won't bead, it won't make liquor. And you can buy spring water in the store. There's some real good spring water. It's all over the country. It comes out of Newport up, not really Newport, it's English Mountain spring water. They've got Star Mountain spring water right south of here. North Georgia spring water, it's all good spring water. Buy you some of that and put it in the refrigerator. Don't never temper your liquor with room temperature or warm water. Don't ever do that. It's going to give you a false reading. I found out over the years, cold water mixes better with your alcohol. For some reason it does, and you get a better proof on it. I let mine set overnight most of the time. Just let it set, and then I'll check the proof again in the morning. A lot of time that proof will come back up on you. About 5 points, that proof will come back up. that jar that you set out, your high shots, that's for then. That pressure come back up, but then you add more spring water to it. So if you go below, say you wanted 100 and you're at 90, now you done tempered it too far. You take your quart of high shots and you add to it until you get it back to 90. You could bring it back up. That's how I temper my liquor. It's just a rough way of doing it. And that's how we've always. Sorry about the cut, guys. Miss Real Deal brought me lunch. She fried up some sliced hog jaw and put a mater on it on 2 pieces of bread with some mayonnaise, salt, and pepper, and I had to eat it. It was awful good. But back to what we were talking about. Another question I got is how come my alcohol has a bad taste when it comes out, or why is it this color? Why is it that color? Well, 95% of that is you're running your still too hot. You're bringing your temperature up way too fast. Turn that burner down and let it set. It takes a while to heat up. It takes a long time to heat up a whole lot of liquid like that. So that's probably the best advice I could ever give you on operating your still is keep the heat low. And it's not the temperature of your still, it's the temperature under your still. You know, it'll still come up to temperature, but from when you start till you get to 175, 180, let's say 180 down to when you started, that's the most critical time. That's when you're going to scorch it. And then if you're still running too hot, when it starts boiling, you're going to puke your still. A lot of guys put too much mash in their still, and that's why they puke. A lot of them put too much mash in their thumper, or too much liquid, or whatever you're putting in your thumper. If I put anything in my thumper, it's usually a quart of high shots, and then I'll put enough mash in it to just barely get it over the bottom of my end pipe on my arm. Where your arm comes in, your pipe goes down, you've got a notch. You just want that liquid right above that notch. That's all you want. If you fill that thumper halfway full, you're going to puke your still. It's just going to puke over into your alcohol and give you off color, off flavors. It's just going to taste bad. Most of the time, I just use my thumper with nothing in it and let it act as a filter, kind of like a slobber box. And when I get done, I'll have probably a gallon of this water and bad stuff in there. It actually filters your alcohol. I run last night. The first quart was 160. Second quart was 165. And I didn't have anything in my thumper. But I run it slow. The faster you run it, the more water vapor you're going to have. So the slower you could run it, the less water vapor you're going to have. And that's the best thing I can tell y'all on how to run your still. Is keep the fire under it low. Don't just crank it wide open and try to heat it up in an hour or two. I'm gonna cut it short right there today. I'm gonna say I love you. What you talk not. We'll see you soon. I know I don't sound real enthusiastic like I usually do. Let's put the media and the political bullshit aside. Democrat, Republican, whatever the hell that means anymore. Let's just think about them little 19 youngins and them 2 school teachers down there in Texas today. I wished everybody just leave them alone so they could grieve and take care of what they need to take care of. But that's what I'm gonna leave you with. Let's just remember them little 19 youngins and them school teachers down there. We'll see y'all tomorrow.